Hey there, Heather. Ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to another Dice United tournament video. Today we look at two tournaments. First tournament is the Dutch Eredivisie, or the Dutch Cup, where we have 18 competitors, all 18 teams from the first division going for the cup. We have PSV, AZ, Alkmaar, Ajax, Feyenoord, Twente, Vitesse, Roda, Heerenveen, Waalwijk, Utrecht, Groningen, Breda, Venlo, Negligent, Hercules Amado, The Hague, Excelsior, and the Graafschap. So we'll see who the Dutch representative in the tournament will be. Everything's two legs. Preliminary round. 4 teams going to the Sweet 16. Well, Eindhoven has to be forced to play Alkmaar, Feyenoord, Roda. Eindhoven with a 1-1 tie with Alkmaar. And Eindhoven wins on aggregate. Well, it was 1-1, Modern Toivonen, but because both games were 1-1, they have to play a second leg. And 2 late goals by PSV in extra time beats Alkmaar. They will move on. Feyenoord and Roda. Feyenoord 3-2. There goes by Backel. Roda wins 3-1 on home turf. Malky with a goal late in injury time that actually gets Roda into the round of 16 ahead of Feyenoord. Roda will now face off against Groningen. Eindhoven's opponent will be De Graafschap. Ajax against Heerenveen. The Hague versus Nijmegen. Excelsior versus Venlo. Breda versus Utrecht. Twente versus Waalwijk. And Hercules versus Vitesse. First leg saw Vitesse win 4-1 and won 4-0 over Almero. So Vitesse is in the quarterfinals. Twente and Waalwijk tied 2-2. Utrecht beat Breda 1-0. Excelsior 2-0 and 2-1 over Venlo, so Excelsior moves on. Roda beats Groningen 3-1 and then 4-0, so Roda moves on to the quarterfinals. The Hague won 3-1. Nijmegen won 2-0 on home turf and advances because Nijmegen scored on the road and The Hague did not, so Nijmegen, based on that, will move on. Ajax beats Heerenveen 4-1 quite easily and 5-3. So Ajax does their job. Scoring 9 goals on Heerenveen. PSV losing 2-1 to De Graafschap. One of the big upsets. Waalwijk beat Twente, so Waalwijk will move to the quarterfinals. Breda wins 3-2 and will move on because they scored 3 goals on the road. Utrecht scored 1. Well, they was tied, but yeah, Breda scored 1 on the road, so Breda moves on. And PSV, did they win? The answer is yes, they did. Well, they won 2-1. Well, Egler, Liebert, Fenberg, it was 2-1. They had to go to extra time because both games were 2-1 to the road team. And Wiedrum in the 99th minute scored. So PSV has had 2 games go to extra time, and they scored to survive. So it's Excelsior versus Breda, Ajax versus Roda, Eindhoven versus Weidrecht, and Nijmegen versus Vitesse. So the big 2, Ajax and Eindhoven, are still around. Excelsior and Breda tied 1-1. Ajax 2-0 and 3-0. Roda had no chance. Ajax wins. Eindhoven wins 3-1 and won against Weidrecht 2-0. So PSV did not have to go through the tie breaks. Nijmegen beat Vitesse 2-1. Now they'll go into the Gelredome. And Vitesse wins 2-0 on home turf to take down Nijmegen. And the other quarterfinals, Excelsior beat Breda, so they go to the Final Four. And wouldn't you know it, the draw had Ajax versus PSV face each other. Vitesse or Excelsior, someone's going to be second in the top 2. So yeah, so Ajax, Eindhoven, one of them is not going to be top 2. Vitesse and Excelsior, one of them is going to be top 2. Vitesse up 2-1. And 1-1. Vitesse does their job to move on to the final. Ajax and Eindhoven. Ajax went 2-1, and Eindhoven shocked Ajax and themselves by winning 5-0 on home turf, thanks to Toivonen's goals. 3 goals in the first 9 minutes. Ajax no answer. So it's Eindhoven versus Vitesse in the Dutch final. The Vitesse, well, they have Pete Eloy Room. Where is he from? But Marco Betis from Latvia, but Vedhuisen. So they're 4-1-1, 14 goals, 4-5 against. Mike Havier. You got some Dutch, you got some player from Ivory Coast, Japan, Georgia, Ecuador, Belgium, Ghana, Norway, and the Czech Republic. Mike Havinar has 4 goals. Wilfred Bonnier has 3. So 4-1-1 for Vitesse. They crushed Hercules. They lost the first leg to Nijmegen, but won at home to do it. And then Excelsior gave them trouble. Now they got to face Eindhoven. Well, Isaacson, the goalie there, and tightened. So there's 5-2-1. There's a Canadian, Atiba Hutchinson. So we could see a Canadian team player in PSP. Libyaud has 5 goals. Memphis has a goal. So you got a Dutch, you got Belgian, Swede, Moroccan, Brazilian, Navi Marcelo, Bulgarian, Canadian, pair of Belgians, and someone from I don't know where. Yeah, Eindhoven. Eindhoven against Alkmaar. It was 1-1 and then again 1-1. They had to go to extra time, in which they scored 2 goals in extra time to win the match. Then against the Graf Shop, they lost 2-1. They won 2-1 to tie it, and then the scores were 2-1 identical, so they had to go to extra time, which Woodholm did it. So Alkmaar or Graf Shop could have been in this position. And then after that, well, Weyrich, that was easy. Ajax, they lost, but they won at home in the first leg. So who will win the final? First leg goes to Eindhoven 2-0. So Eindhoven with Lenz and Mertens scoring. Will they go to Vitesse? Vitesse and Eindhoven. Vitesse, Wilfred Bonny, Nicky Hoffs, Marco van Ginkel, Mike Havenar, the Japanese guy, Stanley Abora, Davy Proper, what your name? Julio Jenner, Anthony Anand, Vanderstreek, Marcus Peterson. Well, you got Friedhosen and Titan. So PSP's going with their backup goalie, Titan. I don't know why. Brutal move. Where's Isaacson? Anyway, Trace Mertens, Ola Toivonen, Jermaine Lance, Wijnaldum, Memphis, Marcelo, Kevin Streetman, Vingegaard, Bouma, Atiba Hutchinson, the Canadian, and Ojo. Well, here we go. First battle, 4 minutes. Vitesse on the attack. Shoots. It's 1-0 Vitesse. 6 minutes later. Vitesse hops with the foul. Finger wag. Pitch battle. Vitesse with another chance, but blocked by Bouma. Mertens with the foul for Eindhoven. Finger wag. 6 minutes later. Vitesse with the defense. Stops the attack. 15 minutes later. Vitesse with the defense. Toivonen. Eindhoven is angry. 8 minutes later. Willems will with the foul. Crunch time. Captain Crunch. Attack on the attack. Half an hour. Vitesse. Tony. I don't know why Eindhoven went with Titan, but that could be the worst move ever. I think they figured, well, we got this one in, against Vitesse in order, but they could be put to the test. Vitesse's defense. Ginkgo. How did you miss? Shot by Proctor. Puts it in. 3-0 Vitesse. PSV's got to do something. Well, Kasia with the clip and a warning. Eindhoven. The no man of PSV. Well, good news for him. It's tied 3-3, and Eindhoven has the advantage because of the road goal. Trny Hayden gets a warning. Eindhoven with the free kick. Oh, Struman had the chance to score a goal. Double time. Box pressure. And Struman had a chance to score, but he can't. Eindhoven. Lebyad gets the penalty. That's with the free kick. Taz good upset. 9 minutes later. Lebyad. He'll get a warning. He should have got a yellow card. Double time again. Eindhoven's defense. They get the ball. Goal time. However, Eindhoven wins because they scored a road goal. Vitesse figured we got the goal. Well, yeah, sure you did, but Toivonen scored in the 55th minute, and Vitesse could not complete the comeback, if you will. Eindhoven wins. It was 3-3, but Eindhoven, because they scored on the road and Vitesse didn't, get in. So PSV twice had to go to extra time just to get here. I don't know how Titan did all that and how they managed to win. The Wagles rule. Well, yeah. After extra time against Akmar, it was 1-1, 1-1, and then they scored 2 goals in extra time. The Graf Shop, it was 2-1 both times for both teams. And then they had to go to extra time with Eindhoven won. And then they beat Wellwhack. Ajax gave them a tough time, but they won 5-0 on home turf. And then against Vitesse, because of the way goals rule, they scored on the road, whereas Vitesse didn't. They get the benefit of the call. And somehow, in some way, PSV escaped 3 times out of 5 and won the Dutch championship. Vitesse will feel robbed. Unfortunately, that's not how it is. Toivonen and Lebyad with 5 goals for PSV. Isaacson, I don't know what happened to him. But, 3 clean sheets. Something happened, had to have happened. So we gotta get a new cup going. '22-23. So it's 2023. English Tier 2. The championship, or what they call the EFL, right? Tier 2, 23. So there's 24 teams: Burnley, Sheffield, Middlesbrough, Blackburn, West Brom, Coventry, Watford, Millwall, Luton, Reading, Swansea, Bristol, Rotherham, Huddersfield, Hull City, Sunderland, Norwich, Preston, Birmingham, Cardiff, Blackpool, Stoke, QPR, and Wigan. are all in this thing. Gotta go through a lot of teams. Yeah, there are 8 matchups in the preliminary round. So I guess 8 teams move on to the Sweet 16 automatically, and 8 matchups will make it. Anyway, Norwich and Birmingham tied 1-1. And Norwich beats Birmingham 4-0 on the road. So Norwich wins. West Brom beats Hull 1-0. And then won at Hull 2-1. So West Brom is safe. Coventry beats Bristol easily. And they held Bristol hard. So Coventry will move on. Blackburn against Millwall. You know, Circa's favorite team from the Sidemen. Blackburn 1-0 and tied 1-1. Millwall is out. Circa must be pissed. QPR beat Preston 2-0 in the first leg. Preston did win the second leg, but it was not enough goals. Sunderland wins 3-1 over Cardiff and just held off Cardiff easily enough. These are not Premier League teams. This is the Tier 2. Rotherham beat Wigan 2-1. Wigan won 1-0. Rotherham, because they scored twice at Wigan, Wigan only scored once at Rotherham. We'll move on. So Rotherham beats Wigan. Burnley beat Reading easily 3-0 and then crushed Reading 4-1 to move on to the Sweet 16. Sweet 16, see Sheffield versus Swansea, Stoke versus QPR, West Brom Blackpool, Norwich Watford, Rotherham Sunderland, Huddersfield Burnley, Blackburn Coventry, Luton Middlesbrough. First legs, Swansea beat Sheffield 2-1. Stoke beat QPR 3-2. Blackpool beat West Brom 2-0. Should be an easy win. Nope. West Brom went into Blackpool and crushed them like grapes. So West Brom moves on to the quarters. Norwich 2-0. And that's what they did against Watford. Norwich held firm. Rotherham crushing Sunderland on home turf and just not letting off the pedal. So Rotherham will move on to the quarters. Burnley beats Huddersfield at Huddersfield 3-1 and crushes Huddersfield. So Burnley is moving on to the quarterfinals. Blackburn and Coventry are tied 2-2. Oh, that was not supposed to happen, actually. Blackburn and Coventry were. Second leg was a mystery. Middlesbrough beat Luton 1-0. And then a 2-2 tie. So Middlesbrough beats Luton to move on. Coventry beats Blackburn in the second leg to knock them out. QPR wins 2-1, and thanks to their 2 road goals at Stoke, compared to Stoke's 1 road goal, QPR moves on to the quarterfinals. And Sheffield United tied 1-1. They went to extra time, and on a late goal by McBurney, Sheffield sends Swansea out of the tournament. Extra time. So that means we have Rotherham, QPR, Coventry, Sheffield, West Brom, Middlesbrough, and Norwich, Burnley in the quarterfinals. Leg 1 sees Rotherham beat QPR 1-0. Sheffield beat Coventry 3-2. West Brom beat Middlesbrough 2-1. And Norwich beat Burnley 2-1. Second leg saw nothing, so Norwich moves on to the semifinals. West Brom will beat Middlesbrough, so they're in the they're in the semis. Sheffield won 2-1 over Coventry, so they're in the final 4. And a 1-1 tie means Rotherham will be in the semifinals. Rotherham will face Sheffield, West Brom, Norwich. First leg, West Brom and Norwich no score. So Sheffield and Rotherham battled each other to a 4-4 tie. Second leg sees Rotherham score a late goal, so Rotherham is in the final. And so too will West Brom. 2-2 tie on the road. They scored those road goals, so West Brom will face Rotherham. You know, one of these teams will be going to that club championship, even though that they're tier 2, but someone's going to make it. Let's go with Rotherham. Victor Johansson, the goalie, Josh Vickers with 1 game. Rotherham 11, 18, 17 in real life. They're 4-1-3 in this whole thing. Rotherham faced Wigan, and because they scored twice at Wigan, and Wigan couldn't score. At Rotherham, they moved on. They crushed Sunderland 4-1. They took care of QPR 2-1, and they beat Sheffield United key second leg. So they won their stuff. We got English, we got Northern Irish, Ireland, Turkey, Scotland, Jamaica, Norway, Sweden, I guess Ireland and Portugal. Northern Coffee. West Brom, 3 goalies, Palmer, Budden, and Griffiths. Well, they didn't do so well in real life. Well, they have an American, Daryl Dyke, Irishman, Turkey, Scotland, Nigeria, Australia, and England, Holland. They are 4-1-3. They beat Hull City both times. They lost the first leg to Blackpool, but at Blackpool they crushed them 6-1. Took care of Middlesbrough closely 3-2, and then took down Norwich by the away goals, scoring twice at Norwich, whereas Norwich couldn't score there. West Brom and Rotherham 1-1 tie, so they go to ACL New York Stadium. What is stadium name? So 1-1 tie. Rotherham has the advantage because they scored a road goal. Budden versus Johansson in the nets. The Ogbeni, Connor Washington, Oliver Rathborn, Richard Wood, Georgie Kelly, Shane Ferguson, Jamie Lindsay, Wes Harding, Cameron Humphreys, Northern Coventry, West Brom, Daryl Dyke, Joe Wallace, John Swift, Connor Townsend, Carlin Grant, Dara O'Shea, Taylor Gardner Hickman, Matthew Phillips, Tom Brogic, Jake Livermore, Eric Peters. Morning, Kelly? Sure. 7 minutes into the game. Rotherham's defense worked. 5 minutes later. Rotherham on the attack. Washington. 2 minutes later. Defense. Interception. Down the field. 4 minutes later. Oh, it's a double time because those numbers were the corner kick. It's a boot. So big move there. A lot of people probably think Rotherham is Dutch, but it's Rotherham. Defense, all cleared. 6 minutes later, from Garner Hickman. Here we get a warning. Finger wag. Another double sevens. Double. From clear on net. But Johansson with the stop. Grant must be filming. 6 minutes later. Rotherham, they had a chance to go 3-0 up and they flubbed it. Problem with the attack. Rotherham up 2-1. And they finished? I hope so. Clip by Furlong. First yellow card of the day. And the free kick sucks. Ogben gets a warning. 11 minutes. Rotherham on the attack. Butters was cleared. 12 minutes later. Rotherham's defense works. What's the problem with the attack? A great chance. 2-2. And they have the advantage because they scored more road goals than Rotherham. West Brom's defense. Rotherham. Well, that's full time. Rotherham. Yep, West Brom scores to win. Second straight time West Brom will win the tournament because of the whole road goals rule. We're twice on the road, whereas Rotherham only scored once. And Rotherham will rule that loss as West Brom wins the cup. Doing their job. All that. John Smith with 4 goals, Thomas Asante with 3, Jed Wallace with 3. So not a lot of famous names, but West Brom does do it. They win the second tier tournament and will move on to the club tournament. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do